Ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Los Angeles Lakers. Starting at one forward from North Carolina, 6'9", number 14, Sam Perkins. At the other forward from North Carolina, 6'9", number 42, James Worthy. Starting at center for the Lakers, 7'1" from Yugoslavia, number 12, Vlade Divac. Starting at one guard from Arizona State, 6'4", number 4, Byron Scott. And at the other guard, 6'9", from Michigan State, number 32, Irvin Magic Johnson. The head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Mike Dunleavy. And now, your Portland Trail Blazers. Starting at one forward, 6'7" from Longwood College, Virginia, number 25, Jerome Kersey. And the other forward from Maryland, 6'8", number 52, Buck Williams. Starting at center from Eastern Illinois, 7'00", the Duck, Kevin Duckworth. One guard from Houston, 6'7", number 22, Clyde Drexler. And the leader of the pack, number 30, 6'3", Wisconsin Stevens Point, Terry Porter. And the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, Rick Adelman.
Joining us here at the Portland Coliseum, Joel Myers with a health status report. Joel?
All right, Dick. Well, the Los Angeles Lakers essentially come in today in game one a healthy group. Sam Perkins still a little bit banged up above that left ankle to the left shin area. But the big story, the injury to Clyde Drexler. He is suffering an injury that baseball players are very familiar with. It's called turf toe. It is a strain of a tendon in his big toe on his right foot. Trainer Mike Shavinsky told me just a couple of hours ago, over the last couple of days, they sent Clyde's shoe back to the manufacturer, inserted more padding up towards the front of the foot, and hopefully that will alleviate the pressure on that turf toe situation. But if that problem exists and continues, Clyde may be grounded in game one. Dick?
All right, Joel, and Drexler will be assigned defensively to Magic Johnson. Who's going to take James Worthy?
That is a key issue for Rick Adelman and his Portland Trail Blazers. In ball games in the past, when Jerome Kersey has started out with them, Worthy's gotten off the huge start and burned him. In the one game that they had success in controlling him, it was Buck Williams. So we'll see if Buck Williams can limit James Worthy to 6.5 points, as he did the last time they played in Los Angeles during the regular season.
Sam Perkins, many regard as the Lakers' top defender, and of course Buck Williams made the all-defensive team in the NBA this year, headed by Dennis Rodman of the Pistons. So we're set to go. The Blazers in white. It's Kersey against Divac. And the Lakers control. Now we'll catch the matchups for you as Magic Johnson, as friends all call him Buck, is picked up by Drexler. Inside to Divac. Walks the tightrope. Worthy with Kersey on him. Perkins and Buck Williams. And Kersey makes his first big defensive play. Porter and Scott gets a pick, does Porter. Perkins rebounds. Worthy left alone on the quick pass. Worthy, they like to get him out early, and when he shoots well off the top of the game, the Lakers usually play very well, but he had some trouble last month of the season.
Well, he is shooting the ball very well coming into this series. Drexler works in for two.
Nothing wrong with his toe there. Look at Magic hustle it in. Byron Scott. Rebound Duckworth. Drexler at 6'7" brings it in. Kersey pumps. 4-2 Portland.
And you notice the Lakers in one quick possession. They looked for an opportunity. They got Worthy a quick score after Portland scored. Magic purposely walked it up. He wants not to get into an up-and-down game with the Trailblazers.
Worthy over Kersey. 2 for 2, and the game is tied at 4.
That's the kind of start that Rick Adelman doesn't want to see from Worthy, because when he's making that jumper, then he becomes even a greater factor in taking the ball to the hoop.
They isolate Porter on Scott. Bring Drexler around. Worthy on him. Duckworth and Divac. Knocked away, and Magic Johnson with Kersey to beat. Right around Kersey. Foul. First of the game. Kersey, talented athletic player.
It's the little things that make Vlade Divac so valuable to the Los Angeles Lakers, and you see the little poke check that gets Magic Johnson in a one-on-one situation, the crossover and the pump fake, the reason that Kersey drew the foul.
Magic Johnson, a 90% free throw shooter on the season, and he's been busy in the playoffs. 6-4 Lakers. Kersey with his drive, and Divac rebounds, clears to Scott. Scott over Williams, and it's 8-4 Lakers. First points for Byron Scott. He's been deadly from three-point range in the playoffs.
This is the kind of start that the Lakers and Scott wanted to get off to, and let's see if they can shut down the Trailblazers at the defensive end.
Duckworth, they want to get him involved early, and the big guy can hit that one, that 15-footer. Kevin feels that there are many times in playoffs he's been open, no one will throw him the ball.
And that is a problem. They like to get him involved early to keep that level of frustration down. Worthy.
Rebound, Perkins takes it right back and is fouled. Terry Porter is whistled for his first foul.
Whenever you allow teams to get second opportunities, bad things happen. You'll see the miss and a long rebound. Perkins with the long arm takes it strong. A little show and tell, gets Duckworth off his feet. Perkins at the line.
Perkins, a sensational series against the Golden State Warriors. Had his lowest average in his NBA 8 years this year with the Lakers, 13.5 points a game, but he's played much bigger in the playoffs. Better than the Lakers thought.
He's played huge, and I think one of the reasons for it, they've made him a higher priority, but they have forced him to play the kind of basketball that's within his abilities. And when you make Sam Perkins play, you get those kinds of results.
Shooting 63.5% in the playoffs, second only to David Robinson. Drexler rattles in his fourth point. And it's 10-8 Los Angeles. Never seen Magic Johnson more serious in the last 2 days. He is all business.
Well, he realizes that he doesn't have many more chances to get back to the championship round. This is a huge team in front of him. They got a foul. Terry Porter.
Boy, that was a tic-tac, and it's the second on Porter in disbelief. A little reach in. Quick whistle.
The Trailblazers have 3 quick team fouls against them, so the Lakers could be in the penalty early here as Divac pulls the trigger.
And is way short. Portland looking for the tie or the lead on this trip. Good job by Porter, and then Duckworth has it go off his toes. 3-on-1, Magic to Worthy. Drexler gives him the slam, and oh how James can finish that fast break. 6 points for Worthy to lead Los Angeles. Ooh, near steal by James, and Drexler takes it home. And he is fouled. Perkins got it.
Joel Myers told you that there were some problems possibly with the toe. When Clyde takes off on this one, you know it's going to come down hard, but there's no problems there. He has a chance for a three-point play.
Drexler with 7 to lead the Blazers, and it's a 1-point game. Los Angeles 12-11. 8 minutes left in the opening quarter. Divac open. Says you shoot it, Byron. Good choice. Scott with 4.
Bad
good sign for Portland. The last time we were here in April, he had 19 in the third quarter to bring the Lakers back. He's off to a solid start here this afternoon.
Williams over Perkins. Uses the glass. Long pass to Worthy. Drexler down court and scores and draws the foul from Clyde.
Remember when we said selected opportunities to run? Twice now they've caught the Trailblazers slow in transition. Magic with long passes, and the guy on the other end has been one of the most devastating finishers in NBA history. James Worthy, finger roll. Now he has a chance for a three-point play.
Lakers leading scorer for the first time in his career, 21.5 a game. He and Drexler right there. In fact, they were 17th and 18th in the league, but nearly the same average. And Danny Ainge sees his first duty today. Kersey, D-Bots with a block. Worthy looking for Magic. Lakers by 4. Worthy has the hot hand. D-Bots knocked away by Drexler. And with that, a timeout. 6:57 left in the opening period. The visitors from the south lead by 4.
And Rick Adelman is going to tell his team, be aware of where your man and the ball is at all times, particularly when Magic's got it.
Now, a big statistic early with just under 7 minutes left in the quarter. Portland already with 14 fouls. The Lakers going to the penalty on the next whistle. Only one team foul against Los Angeles. 5 on the shot clock. Worthy forces with 2. And rebound Duckworth as he blocked out on D-Bots. 17-13 Los Angeles. Drexler against Worthy. Rebound Kersey. And that's what Portland does as well as anyone in the league. Regarded as the best rebounding team statistically. Denver only team with more on the regular year.
Now, this is a great offensive rebounding team, and you have to be aware of that if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. What Portland wants the Lakers to do is to quick shoot the basketball from the perimeter and then try to run. They come in deep to Perkins.
And Sam Perkins has 4. The Laker lead is 4. 6 minutes to go. First quarter. They play here again on Tuesday night, then move to Los Angeles. Kersey wide open, misses the shot. Magic saves.
Kersey was somewhere between a dunk and a layup and laid it too hard off the glass.
Magic weaving his way. What a pass to D-Bots. And the Laker lead is 6, the biggest of the game. 5 assists already for Johnson.
So for the Lakers, they've been able to get high percentage shots. They've been able to move the ball. They've been able to do whatever they want. Their confidence is high. Portland has to answer, particularly the offensive end.
And a reach-in foul on Byron Scott. His first. Second team foul on Los Angeles.
Now for Portland, Ainge has to be a factor. With Scott shooting the ball well, along with all of the other Lakers, Danny Ainge has to get involved offensively.
D-Bots batting it away again on the blind side. And a turnover. Duckworth.
Offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Duckworth, his first, as he battles with D-Bots. Boy, that is a real screen there. A pick or just give me some room. So the Lakers, 21-15, lead by 6, and Magic walks it in. They bring D-Bots outside. And they get it to Worthy, and it's a foul on the Lakers. D-Bots for a block. So 2 offensive fouls whistled back-to-back. His first.
In D-Bots' situation, you have to be still when you're setting the screen. He was not. In the situation at the other end, Duckworth came in. D-Bots did a good job of drawing the foul.
Ainge over Magic. Rebound Magic. Scott drills a 15-footer, and the Laker lead is 8. 6 for Byron Scott. Danny Ainge, his first attempt. Scott hurrying back at the other end. Gets it 2. Magic wanted 3.
And you see, that's the Byron Scott that's been a killer here in this building. And in order to neutralize him, Danny Ainge has to make shots. He made his first. Drexler
for 3. Williams Misses the easy putback. Divac might have gotten a piece of it. Fans wanted a foul. Divac is free. Gets it back outside to Magic. Inside, Perkins. And he travels.
Now the Lakers have control of the scoreboard. They have control of the game. Portland's a little late defensively, and they've got to stay in it at the offensive end. They've got to find someone that's going to continue to score points. Drexler's got 7 here early, and we'll see if Worthy can do a job on him.
And Steve, this good start to the Lakers has put some quiet on the Portland crowd.
That's what they wanted to do. Keep the crowd out of the game as much as they can. Ainge against Worthy.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Run!
There's the steal. Perkins knocks it away. Worthy of 3 trip. And the Lakers lead by 10. And Rick Adelman says, let's talk this over. Los Angeles 27-17. Let's see if this is a 20-second. No, he's going to take the full timeout. We'll be right back.
The play that caused the timeout was a defensive pressure and turnover that results in a solo effort for James Worthy. And Dunleavy happy about the results. You can see the intensity in his eyes right there.
His team shooting 73% off the opening bell. 11 for 15, led by Worthy's 11. Scott with 8. And getting some hurry-up points, which is usually the strength of the Blazers.
What Portland must do right now is just maintain contact. 3:37 in the ball game. They wanted to cut into this 10-point advantage by 6 to 4 points to be close at the end of 1.
Worthy was such a defensive giant against Golden State. Can't handle Drexler. Drexler with 9 to lead Portland.
Drexler's a different kind of player than Mullen. He can put the ball on the floor and overpower James Worthy.
Duckworth on Divac. Worthy way outside. A 3 doesn't hit it. Buck Williams hauls it in. Here comes the glide. Great pass to Duckworth. Ainge with a pretty assist. Duckworth has 4. Here comes the crowd. And the offensive foul against Perkins as Williams acted it out well. And Dunleavy says we're going to stop it right here. Timeout, Los Angeles. There's a concern for the Lakers, Perkins and Divac and company. 280 pounds, and he said, just get me the ball. I'll give you some points. To Duckworth, and it goes through his hands out of bounds. So 27-21 Los Angeles, and LA brings in Portland, born and raised AC Green. His parents are big Blazer fans, except, there you see Daddy in the hat, Mother, except when the Lakers are in town. They give a scouting report. AC Senior in Leola.
Well, a very active AC Green, but you hear the crowd right now trying to rattle the Lakers, force a turnover.
Kersey tried for the steal, and Worthy beats it and has 13. Boy, what a first quarter for James Worthy. Kersey down the lane. 11 for Clyde the Glide.
They want Portland to double team in this situation. When they do that, they want to pay. Scott makes them pay.
Well, they've done that throughout the playoffs. The double team and the quick move by Scott, and he breaks so well behind the rotation, so it's tough to get to him.
And when you're in that situation, if you're Portland, you got to make a decision. And I think the decision they have to go with now is make Magic Johnson a score. He's done his job. He's got everybody in the ball game.
Divac has his second foul. Cliff Robinson from Connecticut makes his first appearance. Will he go red or black with a headband? That's always of considerable concern of the fans here in Portland.
Every now and then, a cross-up, he throws in a white one.
Yeah, he's got a headband. Don't be fooled by him. He's got pockets you don't know of. And in comes Michael Thompson, and that's an upset. It's the red headband, and Thompson, the veteran who played here with the Trailblazers, did not play at all in the series against Golden State. Robinson gets the roll. It'll take him long to get in the books. Final minute, Lakers by 6. Dunleavy has said that he expects Michael Thompson to pay the rent in this series. Gets him in the first period. Worthy. A little short. Percy. Look at Clyde fire down court. And Robinson muscles in 2 more. The Lakers 10-point lead whittled to 4.
That's the explosiveness that Magic Johnson spoke of. You can have a lead and lose it very quickly. He's watching the shot clock. Now, right here, they got to make him be a shooter, and they don't. Worthy makes him pay.
Lakers, Johnson has nearly 10 assists, the only 2 points from the free throw line in this opening quarter. 10 assists is correct. First period.
Worthy has done his job and gotten the Lakers off to a commanding start. Drexler's done his job by keeping his team close, near turnover.
And Drexler fires it up with 1 second to go, and that's the period. And just as we expected, great shooting. Three-pointer. 33-30. Another three-pointer, and Magic can't connect. Boy, that Drexler gets it down court in a hurry. Percy! He is fouled.
Drexler looks as though he can't see anybody because his head is always down, but he's got the best vision on the team. Finds Kersey right in the middle. Results in a 3-point play. Eyeball game.
Play by Johnson.
Now Magic will become a scorer. He knows that his team needs scoring and trying to find Thompson inside.
And Michael can't hit. Drexler sprinting down court. And the call is traveling. Looked as if the ball might have hit the center line. Let's see where that ball lands.
Drexler trying to get it. You'll see it bounces just before. Does he come down before he gets it away? Yes, he does. It was a violation, but every now and then you get a little luck.
Oh, the officials miss one now. Not many. Not many.
Here's a guy that's got to play big. In the place of Scott, Teagle's got to score points.
Teagle over range. This is his shot. Lakers are getting only 1 attempt, and they're not hitting him in the second quarter. Tied at 33. Percy easily to the iron. They're taking the ball inside at will. Portland down by 10 is up by 2 in a hurry.
That's the danger of challenging Portland with a quick shot. They've got people that will go inside, bring this crowd to their feet. Teagle answers.
And that stops an 8-point run by Portland. Ainge over Teagle. Nothing but white shirts under there, and the foul is on Green, I believe. Officials are huddling.
Jerome Kersey challenging the bigger Michael Thompson. You see him beat him and get right to the rim. An easy opportunity for Jerome Kersey. And then the Lakers finally break the run with the guy that they think will play big dividends for them in the series. Terry Teagle beats Danny Ainge.
And Rick Adelman can't get them all, Coach, but you had a wonderful run. We'll be right back. Lakers cold starting this second period, 1 for 6 after that 70% shooting in the opening period. Larry Drew is in and Magic Johnson out for Mike Dunleavy with the game tied at 35. And Mark Bryant at the line for Portland.
And when Magic sits down, Drexler will as well, so Terry Porter re-enters the game.
Bryant's first attempt. And the former Seton Hall star gets Portland on top by 1. See how long Johnson gets a break. 9:43 left in the first half as he sits down for the first time.
As long as they can stay 1, 2, 3 points either ahead or behind, Dunleavy will feel comfortable. If Portland continues an explosive run, he's going to be back.
Now it's Drew, Green, Perkins, Teagle, and Worthy for Los Angeles. Porter, Kersey, Ainge, Bryant. Robinson for Portland as Teagle. Oh, what a tough shot with Ainge in his face. 4 for Teagle, tied at 37.
Well, that shot was in Terry Teagle's office. He wants that kind of contact and pressure before he releases the ball.
You're saying he actually likes to be guarded that closely. Oh, high, Jerome Kersey. They haven't done much in stopping Kersey. He seems to be getting clear underneath with much too much room. 11 points for Kersey. That equals Drexler's high of 11. Robinson with a block. Here comes Porter. Out of bounds to Los Angeles.
Trying to squeeze it down on the baseline. Robinson turns it over, but previous to that, he makes a fine read and finds Kersey, who gets his steps right. And when he gets his steps right, he's going to the second store.
Teagle again. He's got something going right for him. That beautiful touch. He likes to work against his body and work against an opponent.
He would rather see a hand in his face and a body against him than to have a free shot. Robinson.
AC Green with a loose ball. Veteran Larry Drew. Worthy. Ainge. 8 minutes left in the opening half. They're tied at 39.
And here's a guy for Portland that's got to get on track in Porter. He didn't get much playing time or scoring opportunities in the first quarter of play.
Worthy on the switch right around. Worthy. Terry Porter's first points of the game. Great pass into Teagle, blocked by Robinson. 3-on-2, Blazer Blake, and Teagle hustles back to deflect it out of bounds. Come back, Cliff Robinson. He's on his way over there to, what's that suburb off to the northwest?
You can take Lake Oswego. That would be a good place for him to be headed. But you see, Robinson has been excellent off the ball. A couple of blocks by Cliff, and that has gotten the Trailblazers out into the open court. Porter tries to lead him, but an alert play by Teagle denies Portland the chance to score easily.
Eldon Campbell in for the first time for Los Angeles.
And they give Porter a free side. Let's see if he can get by Larry Drew.
Andrew has to foul him. No basket. Foul before. The move to the basket for the shot. Drew that's a bit of a mismatch. He's listed at 6'2", but Porter's got a couple 3 inches on him.
Well, they're almost the same size, but Drew used to have phenomenal quickness, has lost some of that, and Porter's a little bit stronger player. Teagle against Porter now.
Porter does a good job of drawing the foul. And it's a 4th team foul on the Lakers. None for Portland in the second quarter.
Porter being aggressive in his second appearance with the pump fake, gets Teagle off of his feet and will go to the line. But when Porter has an aggressive attitude in taking the ball to the basket, pushing the ball up the floor, the Trailblazers as a team follow suit. They score in bunches. We'll see if he continues to run and whether the Lakers have an answer.
For the former Wisconsin Stevens point star. He has 4 consecutive games coming into this one, scoring 20 or more.
Seattle took him out of the offensive scheme of things. The Jazz allowed him to get going. We'll see if he can continue that against these LA Lakers.
4-point Blazer lead. That's their biggest of the game. Just under 7 to go in the opening half. Looking for Campbell. What a leap just to catch that ball. And he is fouled. That was a terrific catch.
When you talk about people going to the second story, he goes as easy as anyone in the league. This ball is almost out of here, but the height and the ability of Campbell to get up gets him a chance to go to the line when we come back.
Do you have any time to play a little bit more? I mean, you look like you're in shape. You're ready to go.
Well, the only time I play is with my 2 sons.
Good to see you, Mo.
Well, thank you.
All right, Dick.
Great to see Maurice Lucas. 3-point play converted by Eldon Campbell, who played only 7 minutes in the 5 regular season games, Lakers against Portland, but he's really come on in the playoffs, and his play against Golden State has earned him more PT.
Yeah, the Warriors series got Dunleavy's eyes open to what Campbell might be for Robinson inside.
Even then, Campbell's arm was close to a block. He was right there with him. 3-point Portland lead. 6:25 to go opening half. Magic Johnson still on the bench for Los Angeles. Teagle way outside.
Well, that was too easy. Nobody was guarding Teagle, and those are the shots that they need him to make, and those are the toughest ones.
Robinson with a left hand. Oh, his presence known in a hurry. 8 points for Cliff Robinson.
And with an advantage of 5, Magic Johnson gets out of his warm-up.
Larry Drew is off the mark. Teagle knocks it home. 8 for him.
Teagle has done his job. He's been the fireman off the bench. He's knocked down 8 points in the quarter, keeping the Lakers close.
Good pass by Ainge. Robinson blocked by Campbell. Saved by Perkins. Green. Eldon Campbell from 15. AC Green with a loose ball, and the Portland lead is cut to 1.
Big hustle play by the Los Angeles Lakers to give themselves a second chance to put that ball in.
Porter for 3. Well, he wanted that 50-46 Blazers.
Dunleavy's calling for a timeout. They don't see him, and now they let Teagle go one-on-one.
With Ainge in there again. Boy, jersey against jersey, hand in his face, and Teagle has 10. Foul on Drew, reaching in, and the penalty for Portland. And here comes Magic and Worthy back in for Los Angeles. Drew and AC Green go out. Johnson, 5 minutes plus the commercial break, so pretty good blow for him.
He got a good run on the bench, but Dunleavy saw the Trailblazer lead stretch to 5, saw them get control of the game, and the scoreboard wanted to change that, so Magic along with Worthy are in the ball game. Cliff Robinson has exploded off the bench for the Trailblazers. 4 in the first. He's working on a chance to get to 6 here in the second quarter of play.
It's Robinson now with 10 points. Teagle 10 for Los Angeles as they've negated their scoring off the bench. Now Magic running the show. Drexler back in for Portland. Teagle and Porter. And it's on Porter apparently.
And also in the key matchup against Terry Teagle, what you must do is make him turn left. If you allow him to come back right, which is where his office really is, and that address has been established, he's going to hurt you.
And that's his 3rd foul, which immediately gets Adelman to his bench and says, Danny Ainge, get in. And Porter comes out. Team fouls. Portland in the penalty, and only 2 Portland fouls. Magic with Drexler. Finger roll's not there. Campbell keeps it alive. Perkins.
The Trailblazers beat themselves out of that chance. There were 4 of them near the ball, and they couldn't decide who wanted it.
Inside to Teagle. That's really a tough shot. And here come the Blazers. Duck Duckworth back in. Rebound Perkins. Both teams with a big lineup now. With Campbell in for the Lakers, this is their tallest lineup. Shortest man on the court is Terry Teagle at 6'5". Worthy. Perkins. Another second chance for Los Angeles. And it's Magic. Doesn't get the roll. Gets the foul, however. Robinson's first.
In the last 3 possessions, the strength of the Trailblazers has broken down for them momentarily. A good defensive rebounding team. They've allowed the Lakers 2 and 3 cracks at the ball and with the possession, and it's ended up hurting them either with the score or the foul. Magic Johnson on the line.
Only his 3rd point, all on free throws. Jerome Kersey, your pick is the man who will materialize as a big star in this series for Portland. He replaces Robinson.
He has 11 so far and was huge in Portland getting back the lead when he had to run a 7 in the quarter.
Ainge apparently will play the rest of this first half. Porter saddled with 3 fouls. Drexler pulls up. Good rebound. Kersey. Didn't take him long. 13 now for Jerome. Worthy. Kersey defending. Campbell. Perkins over Buck Williams. Campbell. And that's going to be, I believe, against Eldon Campbell. That's the call. They'll go to the other end. Timeout. 2:53 left in the half.
And they have done a good job of keeping their players on the same page. You see the leading scorers. Worthy and Scott got all of theirs in the first quarter of play. Teagle's done all of his damage in the second. Kersey has been a combination. Drexler had all of his in the first quarter, but Robinson a combination as well.
Lakers, after shooting 70% in the first period, shooting under 32%, 7 for 22 here in the second. So that defense of the Blazers tightening on Los Angeles. At the line is Clyde Drexler. He has a chance to give the Portland's their biggest lead of the game. They've led by as many as 5. The Lakers had a 10-point lead in the first quarter. Currently 54-50.
Dick, a lot of this game and a lot of this series will just come down to who wants it the most and who's willing to pay the price to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Well, Magic undoubtedly trying to get Worthy and Scott going here in the second period after their hot first quarter shooting. Magic backs in on Clyde. They isolate for Magic, and then there's Byron wide open.
Scott assist.
Well, it appears the Lakers have that anytime they want it.
And that was a shot a year ago that Scott couldn't make because of the damaged hamstrings. He's well, and he is dangerous this afternoon.
Duckworth. Last touch by home. Buck Williams.
Great entry pass from Drexler to Duckworth, but Duckworth wasn't quite ready to power himself up. Several pump fakes, missed a chance.
No one would go up with him. That's 6 Portland layups missed in this first half. Worthy and Drexler. 55-52. Portland leads Los Angeles. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first 10 minutes. Ainge hits. He has 7. Worthy to the baseline.
That's basic Worthy right there, and that's the one you want to take away from him as early as you can. Too deep and a quick score.
17 points for Worthy to lead all scorers. Kersey has it stripped, but last touch by Los Angeles. Rick Adelman, his team set a Portland record last year, winning 59. 4 better than that this year. Ainge over the top to Campbell. Here come the Lakers down by 3.
Again, in this situation, and Magic makes a quick move, and you'll see Magic and Kersey go at it. As Kersey gave him an elbow, he gave one back.
Donnelly be quick to get on the court as Jerome Kersey has his second foul. That's a rare little exchange. You don't see that much from Magic Johnson. Just the third team foul on Portland, so Magic does not go to the line.
What this exchange is all about is establishing the territory. You'll see the shot right there, and then Kersey gives another one. And Kersey is like a bull in a china shop, and he will make you pay the price for scoring against him.
Kersey on Worthy. Magic and Drexler.
Get somebody on me that understands me. Give me back Clyde.
Worthy way off the mark. Magic saves. New clock. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 41 seconds on the first half clock. Magic still has not hit a field goal. Here comes Kersey. Three for Ainge. A big three, and it gives Portland its biggest lead. 10 points for Ainge. 2.5 seconds difference between the shot and game clocks. And Magic misses again, but he's fouled. Kersey's third, so Jerome Kersey and Terry Porter each with 3 for the Blazers.
They force Magic to become a scorer as they turn him down the lane. The help is there late. Kersey trying to get out of the way, but gets enough of Magic Johnson to get to the line. They've got 6.8 seconds, Portland does, to get a chance to score. Magic Johnson trying to nail these two from the line.
Boy, things have turned icy for Magic Johnson, one of the game's top free throw shooters, yet to hit a field goal. And a 20-second timeout taken by Portland.
I think right now, as you see that the Blazer bench has done its job and outscored Terry Teagle by 12.
60 to 55, the final seconds of the half. Drexler to Robinson. Boy, did he deliver. A beautiful dozen for Robinson. And that's the end of the first half. And Portland leaves the court with its largest lead of the first 24 minutes. 7-point advantage after L.A. blistered in the first quarter and jumped out to a 10-point advantage. 62-55. And lead by 7 going into this second half.
The top of this period for the Trailblazers at the offensive end is real key. They've been shooting the ball with high efficiency. They want to continue. They want to make the Lakers defend, expire a little bit more energy.
Kersey hits a tough 18-footer. He leads Portland with 15. A 9-point advantage for the Blazers. Divac continues to be the quiet man as he was in the Golden State series. Perkins has 6.
Perkins hasn't gotten many opportunities. I'm sure Dunleavy's going to try to get him involved more at the offensive end.
No Laker with 3 fouls in the first half. Kersey unable to connect. Perkins comes out with it. Kersey and Porter start the second half with 3 fouls for Portland. Left alone, Perkins, he'll shoot that. Duckworth rebounds.
This is the kind of game that Portland wants to get in, up and down. They missed a chance close with Buck Williams.
Leading scorers in the first half, Worthy 17, Scott 12, Teagle off the bench with 10, Kersey 15, Drexler and Robinson with 12 for Portland. Worthy, however, had only 1 field goal in the second quarter. Drexler picked up the foul at the other end, his second. Divac. Knocked away by Byron Scott, 14 on the shot clock.
The Lakers want a defensive stand. They want to begin to make a statement that Portland can't get any shot anytime that they want. We'll find out whether they can get it done.
Williams over Perkins, an ACC matchup. Maryland against Carolina. Threading the pass and a good save by Worthy.
Worthy's looking for a double team right here so he can make the pass.
Perkins is fouled. Buck Williams reaching around, got him on the wrist.
We hear all of the talk about rotations and double teams and all these other things that happen, but the simple plays in basketball are still always the best ones. That was a pass and cut with Perkins going to the hoop, getting a pass right at the basket, foul by Portland.
Well, Williams got plenty of Perkins, but so did Duckworth, and Duckworth is tagged with his second. Perkins looking for his 7th point. Sleepy-eyed Sam Perkins, and boy, don't you be fooled. He is very much alert and awake.
Hey, and he has got killer's instinct now that he's put on the purple and gold of the Los Angeles Lakers in that last game of the season, which we did here. He had 30-plus points. He was huge in keeping him in the ball game.
That's right. He had his season's high. 32. Duckworth in the hole, backs it out of there. Drexler looks for the line, looks for 3. And he's got the tray. 15 for Drexler. Magic. Still without a field goal. Corner. Drexler. Perkins, what a job Perkins did defending alone against a 2-on-1 and a second chance, and eventually draws the foul on Porter, his 4th. That was an incredible effort, and that's his reputation, though. He may be as good as anyone on the Lakers, certainly, when he's outnumbered on a break.
He made the Trailblazers make an extra pass, and it was too tight. Drexler couldn't get the hoop, and Porter, trying to recover, picked up the personal. Let's see if the Lakers make Porter pay for being out there with 4 personal fouls.
Worthy with the left hand with 1 second on the shot clock. 19 for James Worthy. The Portland lead is 6. Porter takes it in, and once again, Portland able to penetrate much easier than Dunleavy would like. Divac.
That's the guy that like to bring into the dance a little bit more. Whenever Duckworth leaves the double team, he's open. They make Portland pay.
Speaking of open, Buck Williams and Magic Johnson uses a foul to stop the basket.
Perkins is naked in a 3-on-1 break, and the Trailblazers get a little bit too cute as Porter tries to slide it in. They're fortunate to get it back. Magic Johnson is now hustled back into the play, and the reaction of Rick Adelman is, not only did we not score, we got the personal foul.
Oh, the pain sometimes. Buck Williams, 3rd point of the game.
Well, Buck is going to try to be more offensive-minded in this series. Against the Utah Jazz, he had to expend a lot of energy trying to shut down Karl Malone, and really paid a punishing price. See if they get him some chances to score.
Blazers by 8. 3rd quarter.
They got a mismatch inside with Worthy against Scott.
Scott unable to hit the 3. Here comes Portland on the run. Porter stops for 3. Scott and Duckworth, and the foul on whom? Duckworth, his 3rd. He wanted the jump ball. And that was just a good hustle play by Scott to beat him to the ball.
Porter wanted his 3-point field goal to go in. Scott off of his feet. They both look like to get there at the same time, but it's the arms that wrap around their head that get the call against Duckworth. At the other end, in a previous play, it was Worthy against Porter on the mismatch.
Surprised that Adelman's leaving Porter in there with 4 fouls?
Well, as long as he doesn't have to get involved defensively with anyone, he can get away with it. He left Scott open. He's made him pay every time he's been open this afternoon.
Scott's missed only 2 of the entire game. Duckworth, no one there. And now Buck Williams. Divac was never able to get up. It's like being punched while you're still on the canvas.
Offensive rebounds have been huge this afternoon for both teams. Portland getting the better of it. Magic Johnson scores.
His first field goal comes with nearly 5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Steal by Worthy. No way. And Worthy, boy, that last lead of his, it just doesn't appear he's going to get there. Oh my, 73-69, 21 for Worthy.
Worthy made that play off the ball in a flash. He was laying low in the passing lane, trying to draw a foul.
Duckworth shouldering Divac out of there. That's 2 in a row. Divac says, what do you expect me to do here? Knocked him down the last time. But that's part of the game. You got to be a man enough to be able to body inside.
Well, Divac is very good at drawing fouls. He thought he did a good job that time. The refs didn't buy it.
Perkins, and the foul will go against Portland, and it's Williams who can empathize with Divac on that call.
Whenever you're in the middle, you got to try to get the officials' attention. You see the huge reaction. Duckworth, easy score.
And Divac still continues to appeal. 6:17 left in the third. Portland leads by 6. His role, this rookie from Clemson, increasing as he's caught Dunleavy's eye. He replaces Divac.
They're going for his shot blocking ability, his mobility at the offensive end. Portland, of course, would like to see him aggressively try to be more involved offensively. That means that they've got Worthy not shooting, Perkins not shooting, and a rookie shooting who hasn't got a history of scoring yet in the NBA.
Sam Perkins has hit all 5 of his free throws and leads the Lakers with those 10 rebounds.
But the first and third quarters have been early penalty stories for the Trailblazers, and we'll see how that hurts or helps them against the Lakers here in the third. 6:17 to go.
Lakers already in the penalty, and only 1 team foul on Los Angeles here in the third.
Looking for Duckworth.
Perkins on him now. Jump hook is there. 8 points for Kevin Duckworth, former star at Eastern Illinois. Goaltending on Duckworth, and Perkins a nice move to clear himself for his 12th point.
So Perkins, who only had 2 shots in the first half, they've come back to him big time here in the third quarter. He's delivered with 8 to give him some inside game, keep him within 4.
Drexler for 3. The Trailblazers, who were right at the top of the NBA in 3-point shooting, are showing it in this game 1.
Only Houston took more shots from the 3-point line, but Portland has got Drexler, Ainge, and Porter, who will all look for that shot.
Whistle away from the ball, illegal defense. That's the first call against Portland. Blazers today, Rick Adelman has to be delighted at that 5 for 7 from 3-point range. Lakers yet to hit one.
The 3-point shot will get Portland in trouble sometimes when they get the big lead and they try to stab their opponent in the heart and get the game over with all at once with plenty of time left. That long rebound allows the team to transition and score easily.
Magic now posting up on Drexler. They fake the double team. And they steal the ball. Ainge. Drexler. Duckworth. New clock. Duckworth out his way in. Campbell goaltending. 9-point lead. Portland's best of the game.
An example of patience at the offensive end as Duckworth grits his teeth and goes up with the left hand, and the outstretched arm of Campbell gives him 2.
Timeout, Los Angeles. The big duck, Kevin Duckworth. He has 10, and Portland continues to blaze. This is an important trip for the Lakers. They're down by 9.
They want to score, and they want an easy score, worthy for 3.
And he doesn't get it. Campbell over the top. Drexler. Ainge left free as Scott poked in the eye. Was guarding Ainge, all of a sudden ducked away, holding his face. Ainge off the bench with 12. What an acquisition. Might have taken an elbow to the mouth.
Well, it has been the defensive pressure and the balance of the Trailblazers that has turned this game around.
Magic Johnson thought the ball was going out of bounds, and Drexler beat him to it, batted it off Magic's leg, and the Trailblazers have another chance. Kersey over Magic. Perkins. 84-73 Portland. 3.5 minutes left in the third. They double team Magic. And the foul, Ainge on the reach-in. His first.
Well, Pat Riley talked about this. In fact, what it would be in this ball game is teams that want it the most, and you'll see Magic Johnson get beat to that ball, and the ball is knocked off his leg, and the Trailblazers end up getting it. The hustle area is key when you have teams that are evenly balanced. Then you got to dig down and decide who wants to compete the most. Right now, the Trailblazers have the edge.
Magic hits the first, but misses the second. Magic 1 for 5 field goals in the game, and he's missed a couple of free throws now as well.
They leave the lane open for Drexler.
He takes it. Look at him get the ball back. Took it from 2 Lakers. That's 2 hustle plays in 30 seconds by Clyde Drexler. And he steals it again for a moment. Magic gets it back, and he's fouled. Boy, that Clyde Drexler with headline plays.
He was in the lane, thought he was going to get a foul, didn't. As Perkins knocked it away, he beat Campbell, everybody to it. This time, not to be denied, throws it down.
He's working on a possible triple-double, 20 points, 10 assists. He has 7 rebounds.
Well, the Lakers wished he had turf toe or something that kept them on the ground, but right now, the Trailblazers and Drexler, they wanted more. Scott trying to figure out what's wrong with his teeth. They've been rearranged. Terry Teagle in.
Magic cuts Portland's advantage to 10. 2:55 left in the third period. Jerome Kersey. He has 17. Such wonderful balance on this Portland team. There's just no one you can leave alone. They all can beat you. Teagle. He comes off the bench with a hot hand. A dozen for Teagle.
And the Lakers now have to find that match. It's going to keep them hot, going to keep them close. So Portland has control of the game. Scoreboard, they've got to do it at this end of the floor. They haven't been able to solve them yet.
Ainge for 3. Williams gives them another chance and a new clock. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. Portland 88, Lakers 78. Drexler. Kersey way outside. Here again. Here's a kid from Longwood College in Virginia. He couldn't make a 10-footer when they saw him just as an outstanding prospect. He was a close-in player. He's become a top-notch pro. Teagle misses everything. Oh, the Blazers in this crowd are really hot now.
Well, the story about Jerome Kersey is Jack Ramsey said, look, kid, we like you, but we don't think you can make the team. We'll bring you back, but I think it's better that you go to Europe. He said, Coach, I only got one chance. You see, he's still here. Lakers tentative.
Teagle can't hit. Ames rebounds. 90-78 Portland. Final minute of the third.
Drexler wanted that three in a rhythm. Now they'll come inside to Duckworth.
Working on the rookie. 14 points the lead. 12 for Duckworth. 7 men in double figures on the regular season, and they're working in that manner again today. Magic for three, another miss, and for Magic Johnson, as cold as you'll ever see this great star.
Well, the Lakers have only been getting one opportunity, one crack from the outside. The Trailblazers have gotten the ball, run it back at them, put a lot of pressure, but Portland has to remember there are 12 more minutes to play. The Lakers are not going to die.
Kersey, his patented baseline going left. Final seconds of the third. Worthy has 23 to lead the Lakers. These two teams, when they're ahead after three, rarely do they lose. In fact, it's a big statistic. Ainge to Duckworth, who saves. Nope, was on the sideline.
Well, they tried to find Ainge right at the basket, tried to surprise the defense, and they were just alert enough to cause Ainge to have to leap higher than he wanted for the ball. Out of control, the Lakers have a chance to score at the end of the quarter.
3.4 seconds. Magic from the center line. Off the front of the rim. For the Lakers, 49-2 this year when they were ahead after three. Cliff Robinson and veteran Walter Davis makes his first appearance for the Portland Trailblazers. These score by quarters after the hot start by Los Angeles. They've cooled down in great part due to that tough defense.
Now this is a chance for the Lakers to surge. With Drexler out of the ball game, they have a chance to get real aggressive. The Lakers do at their end of the floor. They don't have that same sort of passing. This unit out here basically becomes a perimeter team, and we'll see how the Lakers respond.
Trying to get it to Duckworth against Divac, and may have had Duckworth pushing off is the goal. So there's that 3-second violation. 3 seconds. Quick three. 10-point lead Portland. Just opened the fourth period. Dick Enberg with Steve Jones. Joel Myers at the Coliseum. Johnson, Teagle, Perkins.
You're going to force him to go to that right hand.
Boy, he just threw that one. Rebound, Buck Williams. Duckworth. Scott with a rebound.
Duckworth did everything right except finish the play, and that turns the Lakers and Scott loose.
Kick is the call. Lakers will play it in on the side.
Remember what I said about a left-hander and their dislike for going right. He's going to force his way into that middle with that left hand. Tough shot.
That's why Buck Williams made that top defensive team in the NBA this year. Teagle. 8-point lead. 14 for Teagle.
Now what the Trailblazers need out of this unit is some scoring. They've got to get Walter Davis and Danny Ainge and Cliff Robinson to knock down some shots.
Duckworth traveled as he saw Divac coming. Byron Scott 7 for 9 shooting, the best by any Laker by far. Why don't they get it to him more?
In the situation with Scott, they like to find him off of a double team. The Trailblazers didn't double team that much. They don't want to just let him go one-on-one. Perkins.
Backing in and then looping the left-hander. And Rick Adelman is not as yet gone to Drexler as his lead cut from 12 in half to 6.
Portland has yet to score in the quarter. Coming to Cliff Robinson.
Blocked by Divac. Magic to Divac. And it's a 4-point lead in a hurry in the fourth quarter, and Adelman takes the 20. Oh, it's amazing the flow of the NBA game and how quickly the tide turns.
You can't afford to make a mistake and the Trailblazers do. And they'll have to talk about it and regroup. We'll see if they can re-energize themselves when we come back.
So Porter and Mark Bryant comes in as well. Walter Davis still out there, didn't touch the ball thus far in the quarter.
Trying to get Davis a shot right now.
And he's way off the mark. So trailing by only 4, having been down by 12 at the start of this fourth quarter. Lakers in less than 3 minutes have a chance to really carve into that lead. Drexler checking in. Teagle hangs and forces a bad shot and the foul. Here comes Drexler. He's in for Walter Davis.
Teagle on a strong drive. The hand check there that doesn't get called, but you'll see Buck Williams get a little push. And they call the foul. Teagle wanted to get to the line.
Mark Bryant was the man ticketed. Rejected by Robinson.
They got to get the shot clock right now.
They didn't reset the 24. Divot's making a nice move on Kersey, but look at Robinson fly in there and deny.
It's weak side defense at its finest, and it's, shot blocking is the last line of defense. You hate to have to rely on it all of the time, but in that case, it comes through strong for the Trailblazers. They're resetting the shot clock right now.
Because of the block, so the Lakers got a free 24, and they quickly spotted that, the officials. Divot's inside, and suddenly he has 8 points, and it's 92-90 Portland. 10 unanswered by Los Angeles. Here comes Kersey. He misses, and Divot's rebounds. Now the crowd reaction very nervous here at the Coliseum. What seemed like a cakewalk for a while turns into another tense game. A Scott for 3, and the Lakers lead 93-92. 13 in a row for Los Angeles. Byron Scott with a foul, his second.
Now what makes that happen? You make some changes out on the floor. The team doesn't have that same defensive intensity. The opponent begins to score in a high percentage area. Divac has had 3 shots, all at the rim. The defense is not reacting as well. The Lakers defense gets energized. Portland is struggling to score. They need someone to score right now. Drexler.
They know the guy to get the apple to, and Clyde Drexler delivers again.
Drexler had put his stamp on that third quarter of play. They gave him a quick breather, and the Lakers caught up. Right back in the ball game against Terry Teagle. The reaction, now Drexler has a chance for a 3-point play.
It's 23 for him in the game. Lakers, after leading briefly for the first time in the second half, now down by 2.
But it's a different ball game now. The Trailblazers have to start to work all over again. Looking for Divac.
Against Robinson. Vlade Divac's wake-up call here in the fourth quarter. Got 8 points.
And all you need for a wake-up call is a couple of cheap shots, and he got those. And now he's thinking he can score any way he wants.
Slater Robinson and a foul. Divac, his third.
And the Lakers want to force the Trailblazers a double team. They don't. Divac with a little swinging hook, a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's got 8 in the quarter.
Here's the man who brings adventure to the free throw line, Cliff Robinson. 50.9% in the playoffs, 27 of 53. 13 for Cliff. And Portland leads by 1. Worthy back in. Teagle goes out. Hit those dead center. 97-95 Portland.
So he saw you shooting yesterday, and now he knows what to do.
Use your legs. Scott Tough shot off the top of the board. Byron's a different player when he's already squared up, gets the ball, looking at it, falling away, or having to make the quick move. Not quite the same. So, case with many, of course. Williams in for Mark Bryant. So Portland now has their starting 5 on the floor. And so do the Lakers. Crunch time, 7 to go. 2-point game.
On the shot clock. Porter has to pull that trigger.
And Kersey beats the Lakers to the ball. And a new 24. Wide open is Kersey. Jerome Kersey shot so well from outside. 21 for him.
Now the Trailblazers showed some patience to see if the crowd helps them get a defensive stop.
James Worthy, who is tops on the scoring list for the Lakers with 25. Porter throws it away. Almost looked as if he wanted to shoot, then he saw an open man and fired it out of bounds. Timeout with 6 minutes and a tick left.
During the timeout, the Lakers were stressing a pick and roll game offensively. Let's see if they go to it now. They want more aggressive play on the boards.
There it is, the pick and roll to Divac. Couldn't clear himself.
Well, he got too deep underneath the hoop, and now they're working against the shot clock, but he's working against a smaller Kersey. Travel.
Now the Lakers going for the tying goal. Turn it over. On turnovers, the Lakers have outscored Portland 18-2 to this point. Portland more turnovers than any NBA playoff team at this stage. That's not totally characteristic of their effort on the year. Robinson hit in the back by Drexler's pass, and another turnover.
Tried to squeeze that pass in, and a quick give and go, and a tough angle. Magic turns the corner.
And he is fouled.
Kersey is second team foul.
Fourth foul on Kersey.
Vlade Divac has been the story, but he's also known to have the European shuffle. He shuffles his feet. His reaction. Dunleavy's.
Mike, who told us, well, whatever, something to do with bovine. And Magic now a free throw away from tying it up. I asked Mike, I said, would you rather be coaching today or playing? He says, are you kidding? I want to be playing the rest of my life. Everyone wants to be the player. Magic Johnson, 99-99. 20 assists for Magic today. And 12 points. Drexler over Worthy. A tough shot. And he gets it. You can't defend that any better.
Worthy was right there, but it has been Drexler's day so far. But what we'll see down the final 5 minutes is which team can defend the best.
Perkins is the free man, and the left-hander ties it at 101. 16 for Sam.
Adelman was hoping that he'd be able to play some people at the top of the quarter and give the Trailblazers a breather. It turned against him, and now it's a tight ball game.
Drexler for three. Just misses, and Perkins has it for Los Angeles. LA's led only once by just a point, just a few seconds in the entire second half. And with 4:20 to go, they have a chance for the lead again. Overcoming a 12-point deficit. Partially blocked by Robinson. Drexler fouled by Perkins. Boy, the way Drexler runs, even with that bad toe, I said, you sure you didn't run track in high school or somewhere along the line? He said, are you kidding? I said, you'd have been such a great 400-meter man. He just laughed at me. He said, I just have trouble negotiating 94 feet. But boy, does he chew it up in a hurry.
The Glide is perhaps the most appropriate nickname because he does seem to cover so much territory in such a short period of time, and he's been outstanding this afternoon.
Lakers call time. Another free throw left for Drexler. The Blazers 102, Los Angeles 101. 4:05 left in game one. These two teams played 5 regular season games, 2 exhibition games. If you factor in all 7, the average score, the difference, was less than half a point per game. And they're playing at that level again today in the big time, the playoffs.
They both know that it's just a play or two that can make the difference, and sometimes it's a substitution or two. With Portland with a 12-point lead and thought they had control of the ball game, that substitution hurt them. Drexler gets one of the 2 free throws.
Magic saves it. He took it away from Duckworth. It's 102-101 Portland. Every possession now crucial.
They want a double team right here.
Worthy off the double team, can't hit it. Drexler another rebound. 8 for him, 2 for the triple-double for Clyde. Drexler setting up. Jerome Kersey. Drexler almost tips it in, and a foul. Perkins may have pushed off. Joel?
Dick, they are going to make the Lakers work extremely hard at the offensive end. Put a body on a man was the emphasis defensively. At the offensive end, look for everything to go to Clyde Drexler whenever possible, like that last play. They're going to set a pick out top, then they'll set another pick on the low block. They will slide Drexler through on the baseline whenever possible. Dick?
All right, Joel, and Drexler indeed is the man. This 28-year-old veteran from Houston in his 8th year, the all-time Portland scorer. Boy, that was a hustle play to earn that free throw. And another 104-101. Drexler with 28 points. Defense the call, and Rick Adelman can't believe it. That'll cost Portland a free throw. Technical foul.
What happened on the play, Kersey couldn't decide what he wanted to do. He needed to go and make a hard double team on James Worthy. He was in between Worthy and Divac. An easy call for the official to make. Magic for the technical.
13 points for Johnson, 11 on free throws.
You'll see the reaction of Adelman.
That's a big point and gives the Lakers a chance to tie it on a field goal now. Less than 3 minutes to go. Worthy, a quick move, and the foul. It was Clyde Drexler, I believe, reaching in his 3rd. It was Drexler.
The quick spin to the baseline, and he's only been able to get it a couple times. He pops away right there. And they're going to call a hand check foul if they call anything on this, but that sends Worthy to the line.
So it's been a 2-point trip by the Lakers, the technical, and now that free throw. And now a chance to tie on a 3 free throw visit. Doesn't happen. Duckworth. 104-103 Portland. 2:50 to go. An offensive foul as he leveled Divac with an elbow, his 4th foul. Oh, you just can't have those at this stage of the game.
Well, particularly with Divac, because he's so good at drawing attention to himself. He seems to come unglued and disjointed in many ways, and any kind of contact, he flails and falls away.
Magic left alone scores on a give and go. So Johnson goes underneath to pick up his 15th point, and the Lakers are in front by 1.
And that is a play out of the Trailblazer book. They like that give and go. Drexler trying to get in the middle.
And it's out of bounds to home. And now the call to Portland. Outside official makes the call.
Now, Portland has become static at their offensive end of the floor. They need to move the ball. They need to move people quicker in order to get the score that they want.
Ooh, tough luck for Duckworth, but then Duckworth steals it from Perkins. Blocked by Divac. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 1:05, 1:04 Los Angeles, 2:02 to play.
Two minutes remaining.
Duckworth wants it. Divac took it away for a moment. Out it comes to Scott. Scott.
Oh, wisely pulled up as Kersey was on his blind side.
Crowd on its feet as Magic backs in on Drexler. Worthy to Perkins, and he's fouled by Drexler. His fourth.
Corner foul, Drexler. His fourth.
Worthy with penetration, breaks down the defense, and Drexler trying to make a steal, gets a piece of Sam Perkins. They will have the ball and a new 24.
Only the fourth team foul on Portland. 16 Trailblazer turnovers are a big part of this game. Worthy. And the foul on the push by Drexler is fifth. Clyde, or is as mild-mannered as they come. Disbelief.
Again, in the switch, they go with Worthy, the quick response to see the little touch on the elbow, and you'll see the reaction of Drexler, and that puts Worthy back at the line.
Boy, that was just a fingertip at all. 106-104 Los Angeles. Worthy now looking for his 28th point. He leads Los Angeles.
And Portland has only scored 12 in the quarter.
They led by 12 coming into this fourth period. And timeout, Rick Adelman and the Trailblazers. The Lakers taking the lead at the free throw line. Does that sound familiar? Houston and Golden State? We'll be right back. It's amazing how the Lakers have just been red hot in the first and fourth quarter, shooting 63% in the fourth. The Blazers cold at the start and at the end, but taking command of the game in the middle. Now timeouts. The Lakers plenty to spend for Dunleavy. The Blazers down to just one full. 1:23 to go. 107-104. And on that hustle board, 45-44, the game's been that close.
What Portland needs right now is a quick score. They have been very static at their end of the floor, very predictable in what they want to do. They come back to Duckworth.
The big guy nails an 8-footer, 14 for him. Remember that one big statistic, 59-3 the Trailblazers this year when they led going into the fourth. And they're trying to overcome a mild Los Angeles advantage here in the final minute.
In this situation, they want to keep the ball in the hands of Magic Johnson and James Worthy.
2 seconds on the shot clock, and Scott buries it. 19 for Byron Scott. What a nemesis he's been for Portland. They'll want to shoot fairly quickly, Portland.
What Portland doesn't want to do is just go for a three. Nearly knocked away by Magic Johnson. 11 on the shot clock. They've got to come back and take the quick score that the Lakers are going to give them. If they can get a three-point play and going to the hoop, you try to go for that. You just don't try to get the three all at once. Portland does.
Three. It's short. And what is the call? Against Perkins for pushing off on Williams. His fourth. Williams did a great job there fighting for that rebound because he was certainly outmanned.
Porter went for the tie with a quick shot, and Perkins gave the little elbow and enough of a push to Buck Williams.
Buck Williams. Big fan of black history and his own heritage. He's gone back some 200 years. A fan of Jack Johnson. After the turn of the century. Williams misses one. Free throw shooting has plagued the Trailblazers despite their success in the playoffs. You saw Dunleavy take the 20. Williams. Misses them both. And now it'll take a three-pointer to tie. And, of course, Magic and the Lakers Wonder if Rattleman wants him to foul now. Nope, they're going to let him play it out.
Well, they have to play good, solid defense. They've got to go as long as they can, and then they've got to make a play on the ball. The Lakers are just going to try to drain the clock. We're telling them to go right now. 5 on the shot clock.
Worthy to Perkins. He beat the buzzer by a half second, and the Lakers lead by 5. They used up all 24 and got 2 and put Portland in a nearly impossible position with 8.6 seconds left.
They come around, and Perkins finds the hoop on a great pass from James Worthy, and the reaction of Dunleavy.
Fiery Brooklynite. Big game, James. Coordinating producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The producer of today's telecast, David Neal. Our director, John Gonzalez. Our thanks to Rush Schneiderman, statistics, and all of our NBC men and women from Portland bringing you this telecast. And it appears
it will take divine intervention right now. It'll take the Trailblazers having to make a 3-point field goal. The Lakers making a mistake in order for Portland to get into a tie or win the game. The layup game on Sam Perkins. He's got to give the inbound passer 3 feet, so he backs off now. But Portland's got to get a score and possession. They need 2 possessions to win the game.
There's the 3 by Porter. It's short. And that'll do it. James Worthy to Teagle. Doesn't get it off in time. It doesn't matter. The Los Angeles Lakers now have home court advantage. Mike Dunleavy with a great start. Got a 10-point lead. Saw that wilt. And then Portland take command, led by 12 after 3. But the Lakers surge in the 4th quarter and defeat the Blazers 111-106.